Hi all, thank you for joining us on my YouTube channel, Football Crazy Talk. I'm your host, Joe Kelly. You'll find a lot of football talk on this channel, along with some crazy opinions about football. I suppose the big topic over the weekend was the Vinícius Júnior racism in the Mestalla last night, where you could clearly hear a lot of monkey chants and that, which we will touch on later on. But first, I suppose the big game of the day is in the Premier League, where Newcastle will play host to Leicester. Leicester are on a horrendous run of form. In their last 10 games, they've only picked up 8 points, two wins and 2 draws, whereas Newcastle are flying. In their last 10 home games, they've won 8, and they've only been beaten by Arsenal and Liverpool. So with that in mind, if you were a betting man, you would certainly be looking at a Newcastle win. They still want to get that third spot in the Premier League, especially to attract players going forward during the summer. Leicester fighting for their lives, but we've seen that they're leaking goals. They can't seem to keep a clean sheet, which is unfortunate, I suppose, in their situation, especially given the fact that they're not scoring a whole load of goals. Newcastle, on the other hand, scoring goals for fun. Last time out, they scored 4 goals, and they've also had big wins this season. Scored 4 goals again against a good Brighton side, especially given the fact that Brighton were challenging for Europe, for the European spots, which, as we've seen over the weekend, they managed to claim. But it was nonetheless an impressive win the last time out at home to a very good Brighton side. Looking at tonight, can we really see much coming from a Leicester side who are in awful form, shipping goals, and that? To be honest, I can't really see it. It's going to be very difficult for them to impose themselves on the game, get the ball forward to the likes of Vardy, and that might be their only real opportunity to get goals, maybe on the counter attack. However, as we've seen with Leicester, conceding goals all season, especially with Soyuncu being out of the side, injured at the moment, it's going to be very difficult to keep another clean sheet. And let's be honest, the loss of the goalkeeper from last year, and I suppose they're one of their rocks in the season. Season's gone past, and I suppose since they've been up in the Premier League, missing Schmeichel is a huge loss to this Leicester side. So I suppose, looking at it there, I can't see anything other than Newcastle win. Looking at previous head-to-heads, again, Newcastle have had the upper hand in recent seasons. Certainly in this year, they've put them out of the cup, and they also won the previous game in the league. So there's only one winner for me, and that would be Newcastle. In terms of the betting markets, it's hard to look beyond, as I say, a Newcastle win. and I suppose looking at it, the last number of games, there's been over 2.5 goals being scored in it, in the game, in games between these two. With Newcastle flying at the moment, as I say, they scored 4 goals last week at home. They'll be looking to end the season on a high with Champions League football of 100% confirmed. If they get something out of this game tonight, I expect them to go out, being at home, and cement that. So I would expect that Newcastle will win with over 2.5 goals in the game, but also for Newcastle to win by over 2 goals. And I would also have a look at, just to increase the odds a little bit, the corners market, with over 7.5 corners in the game. Reason for that is, looking at the last five games, there's been a minimum of eight corners in the game, and there has been up to 16 in one of the games. So I fully expect that market certainly to come in. The over 2.5, I expect that to come in. The winning margin may be a little bit, how would we say, a little bit tricky, given the fact that Leicester are fighting for their lives. That's the only real, I suppose, sticking point. But I fully expect that the fact that Newcastle are going well, scoring goals, Leicester conceding goals. They conceded 5 the other week to a Fulham side who aren't renowned on scoring a whole load of goals. So yeah, fully expect Newcastle to get the goals there this evening. So you'll see the market. I'll recap this at the end of the video, guys. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. In the meantime, just moving on, I suppose, to the other big topic of the day, the talk of the racist and appalling behaviour, I suppose, at the Mestalla, from sections of the crowd. To be fair to say, I suppose it wasn't everybody at the Mestalla. However, there was a large proportion there who did make noises, and let's be honest, if Vinícius can hear it, and when he's standing in the middle of the pitch, it's not one or two who are making those noises or gestures. It's a good few who are doing it. So I suppose from that point of view, Real Madrid, I suppose, have come out there today, and they've backed Vinícius, which I fully expect. But I suppose the ugly side of it is, we had the Valencia director coming out saying Real Madrid, or Carlo Ancelotti certainly, was incorrect in what he was saying, that it was all of the fans there at the Mestalla. I suppose the heat of the moment, and technically, it wasn't every single person in the Mestalla, but I'll go back to the point. It was a lot of people for him to be able to hear that in the when he's on the pitch. It certainly wasn't just one or two, so it was a good few people who were there. I've seen videos as well today, which are just appalling, especially in this day and age where we've got a multicultural society, and somewhere like Spain and La Liga, who have imported players from all over the world, and certainly from South America, obviously, where Vinícius is from. A huge attraction for certainly Argentinian players and Brazilian players over the years. It's just unbelievable what we seen last night, and certainly from a club like Valencia, you wouldn't have expected that. Unfortunately, it's raised its ugly head, and I see there Rio Ferdinand has come out there today asking for players to back up Vinicius. He's asked for the likes of the superstars, the Messis, the Ronaldos, the Haalands, Jack Grealish, and so on, to support the potential for a player to walk off the pitch. And I think now is probably it needs to be done more than ever. I suppose if you touch back and you look at the World Cup when the FIFA president Infantino went on his tirade, I suppose, of saying how he was Qatari and how he was gay and whatnot. Words are cheap. The actions speak louder than words, and the actions to date from the authorities are just not matching up with what they've been saying. And they've been saying it for a long time. Unfortunately, it's a point that I'm sure we will come back to, because unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be clamped down on by the authorities. The other point of today, I suppose, is Man City's win. Another fantastic performance again yesterday. If you look, nearly half a billion sitting on the bench. Being able to go through another game with relative ease, just goes to show what a fantastic team they are, and that I suppose the one thing that I've seen today was, in the moment of, I suppose, jubilation and celebration, was Haaland with Jack Grealish, where there was some expletives in the show of affection, I suppose, to Grealish from Haaland. It's just raised a few comments online around the fact that will the FA step in and will they punish Haaland for rude words, as they'd say, but there is precedent, unfortunately. If you recall, Wayne Rooney back in a game where he scored three goals against West Ham. I believe they were actually behind in that game, and he cursed in the camera in pure excitement, I suppose, and that. But he was actually charged by the FA for cursing online, on camera, as the camera picked it up. So it raises the question: would the FA now step in and issue Haaland a ban for something similar? To be perfectly honest with you, I thought at the time of the Rooney incident that it was an absolute storm in the teacup. It was ridiculous. It shouldn't be, just because there's a microphone or a camera in your face, in that particular moment, should he be banned? No, absolutely not. And I suspect that common sense will prevail here as well. And I don't expect Haaland to be charged. However, I wouldn't like to be on the inside of the FA offices today, trying to see what way that they will go on this, because as I say, there is a precedent, and it'd be interesting to find out that if they didn't, why they wouldn't when they've already done so with another high profile player. So guys, that's it from me. Hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. Hopefully there'll be more content going out shortly. As I say, I'll in relation to the views on the match this evening, as I say, fully expect Newcastle to get the win. They're in superb form. They're scoring goals. Leicester conceding goals. I fully expect over 2.5 goals. The corners, as I say, there's been at least eight in every game so far in the last 5, and all the way up to 16. The only real market there might be a bit of an issue with is Newcastle to win by 2 goals or more. That may be an issue in the sense that if Leicester actually turn up defensively, I'm not expecting them to, judging on the form. As I say, Fulham are have shown that they were able to get at that Newcastle defence. So I fully expect that. The Leicester defence. I fully expect Newcastle to be able to get the job done this evening. And yeah, so look, the odds on that are 17-10. If you like it, that's with 888 Sport. Link will be below. If you want to sign up with them, you can get for £10 bet, you can then get £30 in free bets, and vice versa on the euros. 10 euros will get you 30 euros in free bets. All right. Look, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much for listening to today's show, and we hope to do more in the coming days, weeks, with a lot of content, obviously, coming into the transfer market, as well as the closing of the football season. So exciting times going forward. All right. Thank you very much.